Hello to hello to all of you beautiful nerds, and welcome back from traveling the vast nerd universe. I am sorry for that screw up at the beginning. So today I am back and telling a story that I thought I would not tell, and that is being scammed for a Kickstarter when it comes to an eat a bag. Let me at least make some rules before I get into this. Please don't go after this person if you decide to do your own deep dive. Try to find them even on Kickstarter. Please don't try to harass them, even though some of us did report them to Kickstarter. And not only that, I did try contacting them on on Kickstarter, on Instagram, and even on Etsy, because that's going to come into play with this story. But still, I want to at least tell you guys this story, and also be wary if you're going to ever go on Kickstarter for anything, because things can happen. And of course, I was not expecting this to happen either, but at least I'm giving you fair warning. So I'm also going to do my makeup, and the good news is, I do have big good news. I found my Naked Ultraviolet palette. Yay! If you remembered my story where my video about this palette got copyright struck off of YouTube by someone who's not into makeup, I would say go and watch that video. And yes, I watched Copyright School, and it should be back up. But I am going to be doing a look with this because I miss this palette. I really miss it. I really, really do. Because it does have purple, and purple is a nice color. So let's begin, shall we? Okay, so first off, I got into eat-a-bags back in a little bit later than most people, because they were starting to become popular around 2017 going to 2018, and when I heard that they are a bag with like a big window, that's basically what an eat-a-bag is. It's a bag that has a big window on the front of it. It could be in different types of styles of bags. Let's see. I'm trying to find a brow brush. And and you could put things into that window to display fandoms, whether it's a Disney character, like for instance, I did one on Stitch, a character that you love, like for instance, I loved Loki from the series Loki, and Shoto Todoroki from My Hero Academia, or you could also base it on a series like Sailor Moon, like I did. And, well, some people also create their own bags and go and either sell them on their own website or try to get funds to put them together so they can sell them on their website, and also create accessories to go with those bags. And they raise money in order to do that on Kickstarter. I admit, even though I did get bags from eBay, even on Etsy, but I did pledge for a few bags on Kickstarter. My very first bag that I ever pledged for was a boba tea themed one that I saw someone talk about on YouTube. And I pledged for that. That was my Stitch bag, by the way. I had to get it replaced because the flood water hit it and wet the entire thing. So I was kind of sad about that, but at least the bag was still available and I was still able to buy it on their website and be able to support the seller, Sugar Clay Cafe. And of course, my second bag happened to be a kit tea that looked more like a teapot. Eat a bag that ended up being one of my purses and ended up being my cat themed one, where I had pins of different cat characters like Morgana from crap. She got me Persona for... Sorry, there are going to be times when I forget the things off the top of my head at first and remember them later. And I also had a pin of Puck from ReZero. So, different things that I put in there. So, I did certain bags. I even did one up. I'm still working on a few Pokemon ones. Haven't finished my Warframe one because, of course, we're Warframe supporters when it comes to that game because RJ. But one campaign that came up in my feed was one that was from a user known as Chibi Weeb. And she was trying to raise money to make Sailor Guardian themed Ida bags because she did have her own website where she sold her own, excuse me, her own Ida bags themed after Sailor Moon. And it was a legit website. I saw it. And I tried pledging for it, but it ended up not becoming successful within a time limit because there is a time limit. Like, some people have it for a couple of months and then it ends and it's either already funded alongside tiers that they decide to put up for extra add-ons, like extra inserts, extra pins, keychains, different little trinkets, and even coin purses from what I've seen. I even one bag that I used and turned it into my Magical Girl bag ended up having a little clip-on coin purse. But as I was saying, but this one in particular only wanted to focus on the bag itself. So, and she was asking for $100 per bag. And, well, the good news was after that not becoming successful, she did bring the campaign back and did a video for it. It was called Sailor Scout Bags. And it did end up succeeding this time around. I wasn't even talking to this stupid device. Don't you hate it when you are saying something and you have a particular device and it thinks you're talking to it? But as I was saying, before I was really rudely interrupted, thanks a lot, little Amazon dot. She did bring back the campaign, and this time around she was going for the same idea, making bags based on each of the characters, like all 10 of the Sailor Guardians, including one of Artemis, one of Luna, one of both cats. Also one where he was going to have one based on both Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask. And so it would be a nice little tribute to the both of them being who they were. And like I said, it did become successful in May of last year. And the timeline was going to have the bags be shipped out by the end of 2023. And, well, that didn't really happen either. So, when I found out that the bags were funded, like, you know, all the tiers were met and all the pledges were met, like, you know, everything was complete, everything was funded, everybody was excited for the bags, finally, and I filled out the survey on which bag I wanted to get, and I had trouble picking between Sailor Jupiter, who's my all-time favorite, Sailor Pluto, who's my second favorite, and Sailor Saturn, who was my third favorite because, of course, he rarely gets anything made for her, since he was kind of like the Sailor Guardian that was pretty much the most secretive, since, of course, if you saw Sailor Moon Super S or the Crystal anime and the Eternal movies, you see that she was mostly hidden away after what had happened in Super S. Well, I wouldn't blame Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto keeping her hidden away and only get to see her father time to time. Well, of course, he did hit puberty again, and by Sailor Moon, Sailor Stars, Season 5, which was the final season. And the huge threat was coming to Earth. Why not have all 10, you know? Well, in the first part, Helenia does return after Season 4 ended. But I don't want to spoil way too much than I need to. But anyways. So, yeah. So I decided, I did try flipping coins, but then decided on Sailor Saturn as my bag. And be like, if I wanted to, I'll go for the other 2 bags once he puts them up on her website. And she was also going to put up a pre-order according to one of her updates. But here's the thing though. When she got all the surveys done and so on, and well, the surveys at that point in time, like, they ended. So all of us were waiting. Everybody who pledged was on a waiting watch, basically. So around towards October-ish or something, we did get an update saying that it's going to be pushed back to early 2024 or mid 2024 because the manufacturer is working on a lot of the bags at the moment, and it's going to take a bit longer to produce. understandable because there were a lot of people who pledged for these bags. And I think out of the bags, she did post a picture of how they would look like later on. And she used Sailor Saturn, which is the one that I chose. And so she did say, yeah, it's going to probably take until next year to be done with these and send them out. Sorry, I'm counting this in this eyeshadow palette because for my crease. 1, 2, 4, 9. Okay. So, basically, she said, I won't be shipping them out until 2024. That, like I said, that's fine. Let it be shipped in 2024. And she did show pictures of them, which is a good sign from someone who keeps updating. And with a lot of the people who do these type of campaigns are supposed to keep their fans in the know. That when everything is being made. At the same time, I had 2 other completed campaigns. Like one was another cat themed Eda bag, which is now my magical girl bag, and a small pastel mini backpack that I got from someone who did the kitty Eda bag. And they were keeping up with updating everybody as well. And the good thing was I did get those bags when they were completed. And it didn't take long for those to be finished and everything, and anything that I decided to get extras were also paid for. But the thing was, when I got the pastel bag, I didn't get the charm, and according to the person who made it was Celia, gonna mention her name, it was Celia. She told me that they had to redo the charms, which was good, that she also updated everybody about that there was something wrong with the charms, so they had to redo them and send them at a later date. And she did send them later, and I did get it. But the only bag that I haven't gotten was the Sailor Saturn one. And by February, by February, we get an update saying, yeah, the manufacturer is going to be down for an entire month due to Chinese New Year. And that they would update again when things are back and running. It's like, okay. Apparently, my friends Stellar Dan did mention that certain shops do take some time off for the Chinese New Year festivities. Makes sense. It is part of their culture. And by March, we did get an update, and this was the last update that she had sent, and that is they're putting the finishing touches. They have a few bags to finish up. They're sewing the last bit, and they'll be on their way by boat. And that he will also be putting up a pre-order on Shopify, which is a really good platform for people who have their own business. And trust me, I get enough updates and packages shipped from them when I do have things already ordered. But this kind of was an interesting time because 3 months passed since that update. It's like April, no update. May, no update. And some people have been posting up comments asking, hey, are we going to get an update at all? On both, on the update side and the comments side. And this was getting a little bit suspicious. Because we remembered the last update was he was gonna put up a pre-order on her Shopify. But the interesting thing, I found a pre-order because I decided to do my research. And as someone who runs a blog, hello, researching is what I love to do best when it comes to certain topics, like sunscreen, for example. Because I did do a post on the fears of sunscreen yet again. It's like, people, don't be afraid of sunscreen. Sunscreen is your friend. But anyways, but back to the story. So I decided, why not take a look? And I did look around, and I found on Etsy pre-order for a Sailor Scout themed bag. It's a crossbody bag at first, but I'm like, could that be her? Because it was also a different name on the Etsy shop. And I went to the Etsy shop, and it said Kentucky as well, because the bags were supposed to be sent from Kentucky. It did say London, Kentucky at first, because you could put where your products are coming from on the shop. And well, I try to look into the listing itself. But the interesting thing was seeing a Harley Quinn style dress, and I decided, why not contact the seller to see if they still have that pre-order, using that particular listing as a jumping point. So, sent the message. Haven't heard back from them at all. And I'm like, okay, that's weird, because sometimes I usually get contact back from any of the sellers. Even though I did have a similar situation on Etsy where I did buy a fruits basket themed eat-a-bag after Kyo, and the person usually does batch orders, like big batch orders, and you're purchase is a pre-order, and that didn't go well. I never got the bag, by the way, ever. I don't know if they canceled my order, because I got in their case about that, and I'm like, well, sorry, I still want my order. But I did try contacting them again, because I never got any news about anything being shipped. And I told them, you know what, I'm just getting a different bag. And that's what I did. I got a different bag. And it's hanging on one of the walls in this room. And I need to keep on working on that one. I want to get another one of the charms, kind of like what I did with Hatsuharu, since he is my zodiac animal, after all. Excuse me. But this person that had that pre-order for the Sailor Guardian themed bag, on the other hand, did not get back to me at all. So June arrives and more people were posting comments asking, hey, are we gonna get an update? It's already been like 3 months since your last update. I even tried contacting Chibi Weeb through Kickstarter back in May and also June, being like, hey, aren't you gonna update anybody? You know, you're probably seeing this. And the last time they logged on to Kickstarter was that same day for the final update. That last update that they put up. And I kind of feel like with not being updated at all was that story that I told you all about with the Lolita dresses. And we completely got ghosted for that too. Where the person told us, don't contact me again, ever. You will get your dresses, but we never did, and completely lied later on, saying we were bullying her. Which, that was a complete lie. If you want to see that story, it's still on here on YouTube. And trust me, that's making my blood boil again. There you go. Oh, found it. Nope, that's not it. Because I finally found that primer that I was looking for. But now I can't find it again. It keeps on getting lost. Oh, actually found it. See how well it... I do feel it. Ow! Wait, there we go. Nope, I don't like this. Stomach, I already fed you. I fed a sandwich and soup. Anyways, back to the story. So, like I said, it kind of made me feel that moment where we're being ghosted by this person that we pledged a lot of money for bags to. And interesting thing, someone decided to post a comment saying, not sure what happened to them. I hope they're okay. I hope also they're probably okay too, but I'm not sure what happened to our bags as well. She also mentioned that they had an Instagram as well. and they shared the Instagram with me, so I decided to look at it. And well, last time they logged on was the same time that the last Kickstarter update happened, right around March. And someone even asked, how can I get a bag since I missed the Kickstarter campaign? And they were told about the pre-order. And someone also posted saying, this business is pretty legit. I bought a bag from them and it came pretty quickly. And I'm like, huh. Well, that sounds interesting. It's like, what's going on? I even went to their shop page, their website for their shop, which was linked on their Kickstarter. It was gone. Like, it had nothing. As in, it said, sorry, this domain is no longer available. I'm like, what? Because at the beginning of the campaign, I was able to see what's on their website. But now, it's like, she shut up shop. Right there. Like, close the shutters, let the domain go, and just ghosted that too. And I tried contacting her on Instagram myself, like saying, hey, you know, you still have people on Kickstarter that's waiting for their items. When, if you have your items, when are we going to get it? Are we going to be updated anytime soon about this? If not, you know, you scammed people out of a lot of money, which is true, because each bag was like $100. And I'm like, that would have been great for my Uber cash right there, or being able, like, if I wanted to, get some groceries for myself and make something. But no, this person pretty much took the money. I don't know if she ran with it or probably not had the stuff made, even though we did get pictures. Or maybe something happened to the bags on the way to the United States, but we don't know. She didn't even update us at all. Because what I remembered was the idea of having something shipped by boat. That's already dangerous as is, because anything could happen in the ocean depending where you're coming from. Whether, because, well, for one thing, China is, or whatever other part of Asia that the manufacturer is probably in, is in the middle. It's pretty much part of the Ring of Fire, where anything could happen, as in an earthquake may happen, a big tidal wave, or even a tsunami may happen. People probably end up tossing it overboard, because that can happen. Maybe a wave took it. But here's the thing though, when I order anything overseas, even from Japan Crate, even my Tokyo Treat, even Boxy Market and Japan Candy Store, everything arrives by plane. I mean, it's like air shipping exists for a reason. Why do you need to ship it by boat? Is it because it's cheaper? But here's the problem. Anything can happen on the boat ride all the way here. Who knows what may have happened in February or March on the way here. Like I said, we don't know. She basically ghosted us from updating at all. And I didn't get an answer back from her neither on Instagram nor on Kickstarter, because she never logged back in on Kickstarter to begin with. And like I said, I did think the person on Etsy was her, because on her Instagram, she did have that same Harley Quinn outfit on there. So I'm like, when are we gonna get these things? So a lot of us were holding out hope. And now it's like, why should we? Because apparently, with what she's doing, it's against her terms of service with Kickstarter in the first place, because of how she's not updating anybody with what's going on. Because you're supposed to update your pledgers, I guess that's a word, by telling them, hey, this happened. Unfortunately, I did not get the stuff. Like, at least say that. If we're gonna be like, here's the pictures. But I kind of feel like we pretty much aren't gonna get our products after all with what's going on with her. Gonna be trying a new blush from MAC Cosmetics. They did their own version of the Dreamy Bouncy blush from Maybelline. And I hope this is not too bright of a pink, because I got off of Ulta and but I could build it up. Because I only had 4 shades and some of them were not going to fit with me, so I only got the bright pink. But I was not the only one who was also holding out hope either, because that same person who was saying I think we should report, which of course made me report them too, because you are allowed to report a Kickstarter campaign if it's against guidelines, which includes what we're going through right now, being promised a particular product and not getting it. Also, infringing on someone's copyright. That's another thing. And also spam and harassment as well. But I did choose the first option because it did say under the prohibited products that if you haven't gotten your product, that's against the guidelines. It's like, yeah, it did say if you didn't get the product that you were promised, you could report to Kickstarter about it. And unfortunately, did not hear back from them. And I did write directly again to them about this issue and see if they got the report about it from including from any other people who also pledged, because this is pretty much serious stuff. Haven't heard back from them yet since I did contact them yesterday. And most businesses are not open on the weekends. But of course, I did tell them, again, we are trying to report this user on Kickstarter for not giving us what we were promised last year. And then someone else also commented, which was pretty interesting because they moved and reported this person because they didn't get an answer about changing the address. But if I remember correctly, which I did reply back to them, usually when a user is gonna send out their products, they usually send one more address confirmation thing to see if they're sending it to the right address. And I remember that with any of the projects that I did back a while back. Haha, silly me. But I kind of feel like that if she did send out something like that without us even knowing, it's like, okay, no, she did not. So it feels like we were all ghosted. I mean, it's not good. It's not good for this particular person who had this profile on Kickstarter, that they would do something like this. And she was so sincere too about it, and I was trying to help her by sharing her project on Facebook. And she's also not the only one who had done something like this to some people who pledged for their product either, because I did post it on the Eat a Bag group that I'm part of on Facebook about this issue, and that someone did say they did go through something similar where they did pledge for items and they never got them, but when they did get them with certain ones, it just became broken. And I'm like, wow, okay. And also never got updated by them either on their stuff being sent or anything like that, or any updates after a while. So I'm like, I guess we're not the only ones who are going through this either as well, because geez Louise. And now, all thanks to this, I'm wary of now pledging on Kickstarter, because I'm looking forward to one Kickstarter campaign where it's a moon and star type of design Eat a Bag, which I did say notify me when it started, because I still want to make a second Sailor Moon bag. And this person just kind of assaulted on, you know, me trusting anybody on Kickstarter to get things out to me. I mean, at least when I did the Kickstarter campaign for the one for the, what is it, the Warframe bag, which was a Star Wars bag. I'm like, I mean, it's in space. Why not? The guy did take some time in between and did update after a while. And yes, I did get that bag as well. he was in the UK, so we were in a different time zone. Understandable. And same with the one with the kitty bag and the pastel bags, Canada. Except he did keep everybody in the loop on the status of the product. And it's like, okay, at least I could trust her. I could trust Sugar Clay Cafe. I could trust the person who did the last cat themed bag that I got. I could trust her. I could trust dude from UK with Star Wars bag, but I can't. But I feel like after that, I can't trust many people on Kickstarter if they're gonna ghost us if I try going for another Eda bag, or if I look at their profile and see if they have had really good experiences with people backing them, with their backers. And I know I'm going to keep an eye on that just in case, and I definitely want to get that newer bag that I have in the that I'm waiting on the campaign to start for. But this one is pretty much gone if the person is not willing to come on to Kickstarter, be like, sorry guys, bad news, the boat that the bags are on never made it, or capsized, or probably someone stole them, which can happen anywhere, or be like, unfortunately someone stole them, because yeah, it can happen. And if they do update saying something like that, I'm like, why didn't you have them just airship it? Because that could be a lot easier than just having them do it by boat. Trust me, I would be annoyed. So many people would also be like, yeah, we're wondering that too. Why didn't they just ship it by air? Because we would have gotten it by now. But in the meantime, I do have bags that I'm working on. I'm still working on a Jujutsu Kaisen themed Eda bag. And my fruits basket one. So hoping I could start working on that again. Where's my tissue? Here it is. But hey, at least now I know, just look at the person's profile and see if they are good with their backers. So I'm just being a little bit wary. So who knows what's going to happen with this. So in the meantime, this is my finished look. So until next time, stay beautiful.